my dreams and wishes came into fruition. Went from rags to riches, all from faith and riches. Had a whole lot of crypto, hit the moon soon as I switched them. Changed the game and made an ecosystem. Now all I can say is thank you, Richard. I don't really know what else to say, Rich. Where's your cape, Rich? You can't say today, Rich. Took the blockchain and made the whole gang rich. Now crypto will never be the same, Rich. Gotta give you many thanks, I mean plenty thanks. Help me turn these little pennies into Benji Franks. Hex Fit got me running in and out the bank. I owe you one like Fresh Prince, oh Philip Banks. Even though I got enough dough to fill a bank. You the one that taught me I don't really need a bank. You the one that taught me I don't really need to trade. Real talk, lock it up and you don't have to think. Tried to tell them 65K was the top. 69K they had to sit and watch it tank. Could've turned your Bitcoin into Hex coins. Could've turned the Hex coins into post chain. All my dreams and wishes came into fruition. Went from rags to riches, all from faith and riches. Had a whole lot of the crypto, hit the moon soon as I switched them. Changed the game and made an ecosystem. Now all I can say is thank you, Richard. All my dreams and wishes came into fruition. Went from rags to riches, all from faith and riches. Had a whole lot of the crypto, hit the moon soon as I switched them. Changed the game and made an ecosystem. Now all I can say is thank you, Richard.
Richard. My name is David Feeder, and I just wanted to make a quick video and say thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've changed my life, and getting a little emotional.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ballet Brand. This video is to Richard. Just want to say, man, thank you for all you've done, for all that you continue to do.
Hello, Richard. My name is Kincaid Honey. I'm 19 years old, and I'm a day one Hexican. I have been following you since 2016, and you have changed my life in more ways than I can even imagine. You and this community mean so much to me, and I want to be with any other community in crypto whatsoever. And I just want to thank you personally for everything that you have done for longevity research and for crypto and just everything.
Don't forget Coinbase.
Good morning.
What up, though? Good morning. Black HC Crypto, Black Hexican, and this is the daily, weekly news wrap up. How you doing?
I am doing great. A good week of news, a lot going on in the Hex community. Looking forward to today. We have Jack Levin in Spaces with CZ Hexing. We got Jimmy the Hex in the chat. How you doing, Jimmy? So let's get into it. Black HC Crypto with our local. What were the recaps of the week?
Right. Looking at that video, I was just excited about seeing all those faces again. You just think about the community and how strong this community is, and it's more than just a coin at this point. So with that being said, looking at the whole ecosystem here, we have all the different coins on posthotlist.com and going through their ranking. There's a ton of new projects in the ecosystem, so it's kind of hard to keep up with what is what and doing research on every project. So they did a good job of just kind of giving you a brief overview of what's out there, and with trusted people who have given their input on some of these projects.
Yes, if you are new to Post Chain, I would highly recommend that you start here with helping you to evaluate the different projects. You're going to see a lot of new projects coming up and even more after the launch of Pulse Chain. So the more information you have, the more informed you are about these projects, the better you will be when Pulse Chain gets here. One project in particular that we want to look at is called PulsePod. Do you see them here on the list?
Here they go.
There they go.
A gaming token. A lot of people get into crypto and it's a vice, gambling, but it's just a reality that crypto is not going to get adoption until we get an actual use case, real utility. And, gaming, it just happens to be just a fact that it's a huge part of the industry.
Yeah. So if you used to follow PostPod on Twitter, they have been doing some amazing giveaways. I mean, they gave away 250,000 hex. Another partnership that they have, they're giving away 150,000 hex. I think that there's a couple giveaways going on right now, but their original Twitter page was deactivated. And so now they're here on J PostPod. I would recommend that if you're interested in this project, that you follow them on Twitter. Possibly also on their Telegram, where their admins are there to answer questions. But here you will be updated on all the different giveaways that they have. They mentioned something about doing like a post chain package where it had a little bit of post chain, a little Pulse X, a little hex, and a little maxi. So great add to the ecosystem as far as I'm concerned. If you are interested in sacrificing, there is a referral link in the description of the video. There is only, I want to say 6%, what is that? You'd have to zoom in a little bit, but about 6.5% of the supply remaining before this sacrifice phase is completely over. And that, just has happened over the last week, that a lot of new wallets have been added to the PostPod. So yeah, if you're interested in
Right.
that, go check that out.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we were looking just last week when we first started to cover this project. They were just over halfway with the supply. They have a locked supply that they're going to mint. So to see that phase ratcheted up, and like you said, 6%, almost complete. So it's kind of putting pressure on people who do want to participate in this. And the beauty of this sacrifice is that it's recognized on several chains. They are planning to build on Pulse Chain, but through different chains and on different networks. So you get exponential value, including the ETH chain and Pulse chain. So I really like this
Right.
project.
Yeah, Black AC, if you could scroll down, there are some frequently asked questions
Actually,
on
I
this page.
can't. This is a screenshot of their.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, no problem then. But yeah, one thing you should know about PostPod, if you sacrifice to them, you do get an airdrop on 5 different chains. I can't name them all, but if you do go to this postpod.io/sacrifice, there is a frequently asked questions box where it does tell you all the different chains that they're going to be active on. We know that it's Ethereum, we know that it's Post Chain, and I also know
BNB.
that it's BSC, Binance Smart Chain. Yeah.
Right.
But the other 2 I was a little more familiar with, but you can definitely go to their website and check that out. So moving on to the
As a
Texans
Texan.
token, another big story of the week, because they started their sacrifice phase. And let me just say that this is not financial advice. It's just any project that exists within our ecosystem. We try to report on and give you information, especially if it's time sensitive. One thing that you should know about the Texas token is that this is essentially the first endowment token of its kind, where it is intended to serve a particular nonprofit. That nonprofit being the Texas Nationalist Movement, where they have over 250, over 300,000 members that already donate to their cause. So they have built a token to where they can now donate through a token, right? Where your donation is tokenized in a sense. So I can see this as being huge for adoption for Pulse Chain, bringing in so many no coiners that are really committed to the cause of the Texas exit, as opposed to crypto, but bridging these two, where money is used in both.
Yeah, it's kind of following the same model that Richard Hart used, with the post chain sacrifice, giving that ability to sacrifice to a charity, 501c3, with the Sins Foundation. So people who are going to donate anyway, this money those people wanted to donate to longevity research. So these people who want to support this cause, they're going to be spending the money anyway. So it's good to have a project that puts buy pressure on Hex for one, and um, you know it just
Yeah.
helps broaden us outside of just the crypto echo chamber.
Right. And if, as a Hexican, the biggest way that it affects you is that anyone that has a hex stake or sacrifice for post or post X will receive an airdrop of this Texans token. But if you do want to do an additional sacrifice from the day that it started, you had 10 days to be able to sacrifice USDC at a 10,000 to 1 ratio. After those 10 days are up, then it has a bonding curve. And in order to get that 10,000 to 1, you would have to sacrifice cash or fiat. So,
On that note, Texan token, go Texas. And Lunar Crush, I'll scroll up a little bit here. The noisiest community in crypto. Just showing some of our most influential Hexicans. Randy Hilarski, number 2. I think the Hex Whale-bot, everybody's trying to find out who's dumping, so they're always looking at keeping that account active.
yeah. And what you should know about Lunar Crush is that it is based off of your actions on Twitter. So, I've posted like screenshots from this page before, and people have been like, most influential, that should be Richard Hart, or that should be Orca, or this person. But these are metrics based off of your post on Twitter. So it's going to calculate your coin mention frequency as you see. Is Hex your most mentioned token? Some people don't even mention Hex, even though they're talking about it. But do you use that hashtag Hex or that money sign Hex? How many followers do you have? How many posts do you create? And how much are those posts engaged with the community? So there's 4 different factors that you can look at to see if you rank in the top of Hex influencers. There's most influential. Okay, so if you can click on that box right next to the Hex. Yeah. There's most engagement, there's most followers, and then there's most posts. And they do rankings for all these different categories if you're looking to increase your activity on Twitter.
Yeah, and you can tell how a lot of the Twitter users kind of use that algorithm and those numbers, knowing how active we are, to kind of milk engagement from our community. So don't fall for the guys coming in just looking for engagement using hashtag Hex.
Yep. So moving on.
You want to leave this tab, or are we done with the?
Done with
Or
this
did you
one.
want to go to something else? Oh,
No, done with local. You can move on.
and we're on news. Looking at these stakers, we've been keeping track, looking at on our way to 100,000 stakers, and we were just at. I remember the 96,000, and we're pushing 99,000 right now. This total value locked keeps creeping up higher and higher, and this 6.5 staking average length is holding steady and growing. Any thoughts on that? No. Looking at these daily stats, another milestone. This 23,000 hex per T share, the T share rate. That number only goes up. And if you've been around Hex for any time, you've just seen how that number just keeps climbing higher and higher. And even though the price is fluctuating, that still keeps that pressure on people buying Hex.
Yeah, that was a huge milestone, closing at 23,000.
Yeah, definitely. And you saw that 4.2 Hex on the daily, down to 4.1 on this on the Hex Dex charts. And we've been looking at the price creep up. I've been getting excited because I was nervous around the 3.5 cent level, seeing if we could hold that. And I guess 4 cent was the next threshold. So now that we've climbed above it, I've been kind of seeing if we can hold 4 cents. So that's kind of my next, just kind of keep an eye on seeing how long we can hold 4 cent. I think it's an either or. Either we hold 4 cent and then we go to 6, or we can't hold it and we come and test too. So that's just kind of what I'm thinking goes there. But we're kind of at the mercy of Bitcoin and what it's doing. So, and Bitcoin is at the mercy of the whole stock market. So it's still kind of a wait and see based on the macro picture.
Yeah. Anything else in crypto weather?
Yeah, even with all of that, we've still had some big movers. Post Doge is making new highs. The old all-time high getting tested. If we can load her, I thought it would come to me a little sooner, but here we can see, we touched a high of about $5 and almost 30 cents, and still, looking to hold these new higher levels. So Post Doge is looking really good as a store of value. It's not the same as Hedron. I know a lot of people got upset when they kind of FOMO'd in the Hedron and saw the price, couldn't keep up, and it's kind of been a slow bleed for people who got excited about that one. But it's just the tokenomics, and I think that's why people need to really research crypto, and you need to learn about things like inflation. Post Doge, once they're if you haven't claimed your Post Doge yet, you might want to do that. You got less than a week, I think. But the inflation is over after that mint phase, so the amount of Post Doge only goes down after that. People who lose access to their keys or never claimed, so that the supply and demand aspect are good tokenomics for Post Doge. Hedron, meanwhile, people are minting that. It was airdrop, so there's just always going to be different things affecting the price. But still a really good investment. Hedron it has had a really huge correction, and so you want to buy bottoms. Like after a 80 to 90% dip, those are the best times to get into an investment. So even though it's had this negative decline, you can see it kind of got off the floor. It may not be over. There still may be a little more pain, but the whole Richard Hart ecosystem, HEX, Post Doge, Hedron, and Maxi included, they all look really good.
Yeah. So I'm going to remove yours, and I am going to, I lost it. Add mine and get into our travel/sports news. If you guys don't know already, you should, because this is like all we talk about is going to Las Vegas for September. And so we have here at KSB.TV meetups, we have the full lineup of events that the KSB team will be participating in. These are the kind of evening or extra in addition to the main post-con day keynote speaker / exhibits, right? So we will be arriving for Labor Day to participate in the Postmasters golf tournament. We'll get into that a little bit later. After that golf tournament, Freddie Quotes and a couple other people are hosting a penthouse party. So that is an invite-only type of event, but if you know Freddie or myself, then you can message us if you want information about how to get invited to that one. The next day, CZ Hexing is hosting a cabana party. DeFi Sexy Ladies presents Wrecked Pleb Cabana Party. This is going to be pretty much an all-day hangout session at the pool from about 12 p.m. To about 6 p.m. that evening. The tickets are $100. It gets you a wristband, entrance into the area with some food, some drinks. On the next day, the 6th, that Wednesday, that's Tuesday, I'm sorry, that's Tuesday evening, that night after CZ's Cabana Party. PostCon is hosting a VIP welcome reception. This is also the time that if you have PostCon tickets, you'll go and register to get your badges and everything for the next couple of days of PostCon. Then on Wednesday the 7th, Power City is hosting a party at DJ Lethal's Downtown Billiards Club. This event starts at about 8 p.m. It's $48. It includes some food and entrance into the venue all night. I want to say the venue stays open till like 4 a.m. in the morning. There's going to be live performances by Black AC Crypto, Corey an Investor, Freddie Quotes, and then the headliner is Crystal Method. And then on the closing night of PostCon, that Thursday night, it is their PostCon Zoom nightclub party. There's supposed to be a fashion show with designs by Suzanne Hexican, and then a performance by Dougie Fresh. And food and drinks are also included with this. You get automatic entry into this event if you are a gold PostCon ticket holder or above. From there, I'll get straight into the golf tournament. Things are growing every day. More and more people are signing up as both sponsors and golfers. If you are looking at attending this event, and let's say you're not a golfer, you just want to come out and hang out and, spectate, be a part of the event, you will still need a pass. They are $55, but it's basically like paying for your food for the day, your food and beverages for the day. It is an all-day event. We have a buffet inside of our clubhouse, and then at the majority of holes, all the hosted holes, they'll have beverages available. We have a beverage cart that goes around as well, driving from hole to hole. So this is just a very small fee just to be a part of this event. If you have a PostCon ticket, then you can golf at half price. That you would just register here as a PostCon golfer. And if you are just, interested in coming to hang out, come golf, come to Vegas, not really a part of PostCon, you can still sign up regular price. You can also use the code NEWS10 to get 10% off. If you are not signed up with a sponsor package per se, and you do want to eat, you will need to purchase a golfer's meal. Or of course, if you're a spectator, that covers your meal as well. But as a golfer, you'll probably need to get a golfer's meal if you'd like to eat in the clubhouse.
And also those spectator passes, they also make you eligible for the giveaways, and I'm sure there'll be a ton of giveaways with all the different projects out at this event.
The website that I was looking at is ksb.tv. If you want to go straight to the golf page, it's ksb.tv/golf. If you want to go to that meetups page that I was on, that has the full lineup of all of the events in Vegas, that's ksb.tv/meetups. But you can find all those pages by just going to the home page at ksb.tv. Jimmy the Hex is saying, are you guys in need of volunteers? I'm always in need of volunteers, Jimmy. As much as I work, I could use the help in very, very many areas. So just send me a DM and I'll see what we can do to put you to work. Any other questions out there? I'm glad that you guys are here with us today. Pretty soon we are going to get set up to enter the spaces with CZ Hexing and Jack Levin. We will keep the live stream going the entire time, just in case you don't have Twitter and you want to tune in for that spaces. But yeah, Black AC Crypto, maybe we can, maybe you can pull up on your screen another one of your songs, and then we can play a song while we get set up for the spaces.
There might be an audio issue with that. I'm not actually set up for that. Visually it's fine, but.
All right, I'll do it. Do you have any more announcements? Anything else from the week that came up that you wanted to discuss while I'm getting that set up?
Yeah, we kind of we didn't go over the traditional finance, but all we've been seeing is just wrecked, and more wrecked. I think this is a bullish sign. Maybe China bans crypto every cycle, so every time China bans crypto, we have a run. So now with Russia banning, we may be looking for some upside. Ethereum 2.0 is launching. That was another story of this. They set a hard date for sometime in September. Richard Hart actually had an interview this week where he said he kind of may have been a Freudian slip, but he said we should beat them to market. And, I'm sure that he's aware of that September 16th date that ETH has set. So, and then he also reiterated that even if we don't beat them to market, that the changes won't make much of a difference. More dumping. And I kind of mentioned that we can add Coinbase to that list because they got actual court documents, from the SEC with their case moving forward, one of the managers and two others. So it's getting serious in these crypto streets.
Absolutely. And I see that CZ Hexing has already made her way over to her space. So if you are going to join in the space, you can head on over there now. If you are going to hang out with us to listen to the space, then we'll have that set up as soon as she gets going over there. Shout out to HEX Dex in the room. Expensive Taste. No, she's gonna come out there and golf on the Hex Ladies team. We got Tin Top. How you doing? Vibra Finance. Good morning. K Hex. Good morning.
We're on the West Coast, you guys, so it's still really early for us. So thank you for being with us. So it means a lot in this community, to know that people appreciate whatever effort you put into. Shouts out to all of the streamers, everyone creating content.
And if you are on Twitter and you want to share out this space, we want to get a big crowd in there for Jack this morning.
Hey, Kaylin, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so have you started your stream?
We are streaming right now.
Perfect. I just resent out the invites, and yeah, we're just waiting on the room to fill up. So I'm just gonna be sitting here. When Jack comes in, I'll bring him up as co-host, and we'll just wait till everybody starts getting in here, okay, before we start.
Sounds good.
Perfect. By the way, good morning, Ava. I see you, and Expensive Taste, Black Crypto, Steaknomics, Jordan, and Hex it up. We're just gonna be chilling, waiting on the guests. Okay, guys.
So when I was on here the other night, and I don't know if it's a thing because I'm on StreamYard, but when I clicked on someone's profile with their spaces bar, then it would pull up the space where we could listen. And now it is not doing that. Anybody in the chat know anything about that?
Just to let y'all know, there's no request right now for you guys to come up and speak. I will get you guys up, though, when we are doing the questions from the space. So just want to let you know. Hi, Vanessa. I see you there. We're not doing any speakers right now until we get our guest in here and go through some questions. So I will promise I will bring you up. Hello, Hot Pearl, Hex Deck, PJ Polly, Jimmy. Good morning, guys.
I'll save the question about the golf tournament. I was going to get it in before the start. Do you want to ask it now on stream? If I can answer it for you. Oh, there he is. Jack has just showed up to the room.
Good morning, Jack. I just turned you into a co-host. I don't know if you see the invite or not. Hey, good morning. Jack, can you hear me okay?
Sound check. Yes, looks like I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Black Hexican, are you okay?
I am here. Good morning, Jack.
Okay, perfect.
Good morning, everyone.
So what we're doing right now is just getting a little bit more people in the room. If you guys want to retweet the room, go ahead and do that now. And then let everybody know what's happening from there. So another about 5 minutes. So if you want to grab some tea or coffee, or if it's evening time for you, grab your cocktail. So yeah, we'll start here in a minute. So real quick, Jack, just so you know, we are recording this, and also we are doing a live stream right now as well. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine.
Real quick, Jack,
The
so
live stream, or is it streaming? I'm just curious.
recording this, and also we are doing a live stream right now as well. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine. And the live stream, where is it streaming?
I'm sorry, one sec. I had a little bit of a delay from the live stream, so I'm going to have to try and see what I can do about that. It's live streaming, if I can get this together, on KSB.TV's YouTube.
What she means by that, Jack, is basically if somebody misses this space, they can either go back, listen to the recording, or actually hear us speaking on her live stream. Okay, well, since the room is starting to get a little bigger, it will get bigger by the time we're probably done with our intro, but I would like to get started. Jack, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. My coffee is brewing.
Ooh, yes. You want to wait till you get your coffee in hand?
Yeah, just can give me like 30 seconds.
Absolutely. Take your time. Just let me know when you're ready.
Okay, ready.
Yay, you got your meditation out of the way, you got your coffee, yay. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to say good morning, good evening to everyone. Welcome to my Crypto and Coffee Chill Space. By the way, let me go ahead and elaborate on chill. Chill means no drama, no negativity. Please keep that outside. I do not want that in the space. Anything, if you disagree or whatnot, don't want to hear it, you will be dropped real quick. Anyway, that's my Nazi talk. Sorry. Anyway, with that being said, we are live streaming and we are recording this space. So if you guys want to go back and listen to anything you missed, you can. Jack, do you want to say something real quick on that?
Yeah, sure. Do you guys want me to retweet it at all? I think I did tweet it. So should I retweet the stream or anything?
Yeah, please. Yes. Again, let's go ahead and retweet this space, please, so that way people know that we are here and Jack is in the house. Go ahead and do that real quick, and then I'll go on to the next thing I was going to say.
Yeah, the great thing about Twitter is that whoever's following me, they can see my Twitter profile picture glowing, so they can just reconnect. So all of my community is probably joining as well, just to see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're going to be, I'm sure this space is going to get really big. I know that you have been in spaces before. Have you ever co-hosted or even hosted a space?
Actually, first time co-hosting.
Ooh, I'm the lucky girl then.
Yeah, thanks for promoting me.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Okay, so let me go ahead and go back to this. So for you guys that are just joining the room, we have a very special guest today. He is a pretty big deal in the community. He brings a lot to our community, from personal health and fitness to technology and being a social influencer. Good morning, Jack. Thank you again for being here with me and my co-host, Black Hexican, today. And how is your morning going so far?
Morning going good. It's a sunny day in California. It's nice and warm in the mornings. It gets a little hot during the day, but we have nice, cool nights. So, and tomorrow we'll be on our way to Tahoe to spend the week by the lake, just enjoy the mountain weather too.
Oh my gosh. So guess what? Tahoe is one of my favorite places. You know why? I got married there on Emerald Bay Mountain. You know where that is, correct?
Yeah. I've been there. We often take a boat from Tahoe City and we just go to the Emerald Bay. So it's really pretty there. A couple of nice restaurants.
Oh my gosh, it's so great. Yeah, I have some fun stories there in Tahoe. I mean, it doesn't matter what time of the year you go there. It's just great all around. So, yeah, enjoy that. That's going to be awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I'm going to slowly get into what I think are my favorite topics, and then we're going to go into a few things. So we're going to go anywhere from personal health and fitness, which is actually my favorite, and I'm going to throw some beauty in there because, all that whole health, fitness, and beauty is my favorite. And then we'll also go over some techie stuff for all my little geek friends that are so geeking out right now that you're here with us today. So I'm going to throw some beauty in there because, all that whole health, fitness, and beauty is my favorite. And then we'll also go over some techie stuff for all my little geek friends that are so geeking out right now that that you're here with us today. So with that being said, my first question to you is I want to touch on what is your why? When I say what is your why, it's basically what made you start, the experience that made you start your personal health and fitness journey. Why did that? Example, did you hit rock bottom, get sick, or just maybe not even just the way you looked in the mirror, just why did you start this process of your journey?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think it was mostly the combination of things. But early in my life, what I spent doing is basically just working in the tech industry, working long hours, not really paying attention to how my body feels, just trying to make Google work better. Essentially, that was the mandate from the Google founders. So I spent basically 6 or 7 years just not really paying attention to anything health fitness wise. And ultimately, as I was exiting Google, I just discovered that my whole physical situation just got so much worse. I couldn't do long hikes. I was somewhat overweight, though I didn't look like I was overweight, but I was definitely what they call skinny fat. So low muscle mass, nice fat layer. And then looking in the mirror, I was just looking like I'm definitely aging, and not in a good way. And so I basically had a mandate to myself that I really should start on doing something, and I had no idea how to start. But I went online, I subscribed to a bunch of YouTube channels, the fitness channels, and I started going to the gym, and for the first 2 years, I really did not know what I was doing. I was just overtraining and getting some minor injuries, and my diet was not effective. I was just trying to eat as much as I could. So I was actually gaining more weight, and again, it wasn't the muscle mass. I was definitely getting stronger, but I was just getting bigger too. And ultimately, what really made a huge difference is I finally did a very thorough research on the diets and how would they say that you cannot out-train your diet if your diet is poor. Doesn't matter what you're doing in the gym, doesn't matter what your fitness routine is. You will always, the lowest denominator will always be your diet. So I started following keto diet. And the funny thing about keto is that for the longest time, I was just rejecting keto as a fad. And my rejection was simply based on the fact that it had a name. So the name was weird. I didn't really know how to pronounce it properly. And I thought, okay, here's one more diet, number 15 that has a weird name. I'm definitely not interested in it just because, it's hot today, but then who knows? But as I got deeper into the research in terms of how insulin affects your cell's ability to receive nutrients and be deconstructed through a process called autophagy so that you can actually repair your cells. I really got impressed with the medical literature, how keto diet not only supported better body composition, but also literally cured certain mental conditions, it ended up curing depression, and there were people who were having seizures that got better. And that process is incredible in a way that when you are on a low carb or keto diet, you have an increase in what they call ketones, and those ketones can act as a calming molecule or calming compound that helps your brain to work and function better. So definitely, as I started the process, initially I felt really, really, really poorly, just because my body was adjusting from high carb to low carb. But after I adjusted, I just felt such good mind clarity, and things just got calmer, and my cardio times improved. So I was wearing a heart monitor, and I discovered that rowing for 500 meters, I could complete the task quicker with a lower heart rate, which was very, very interesting. Why would that be the case on the keto diet specifically? And apparently, what happens is that when you have ketones in your blood, it's essentially the byproduct of your liver decomposing the fatty acids and destroying older fat cells that could give up a little bit of their fat. What happens is the ketones actually carry some oxygen inside them, more so than glucose would or glycogen. And so the oxygen in the keto particles actually can fuel your brain without you taking unnecessary breaths, which makes your heart rate not necessarily needing to work harder because you don't need as much brain and blood oxygenation, since you have a lot of oxygen in the blood itself from the keto body. So that was super interesting. And it definitely worked for me because I have some test results that I was able to measure on my cardio performance. So but overall got into the fitness routine about 6 or 7 years ago. Now I'm 48 and I started, I guess, at 40. And at 40, I felt like I was 15. And at 48, I feel like I am 30. So that's that big of a difference to me, or that's at least how I feel and how my body feels.
Yeah, real quick before we move on to the other part of the journey, which is your fitness part of it. It's funny that it's like, I feel like you're talking, but you're me, because we started off with Tahoe. I have that in interest with you. Now we're talking keto, which is something that I do. And keto, there's a funny story the same way when I found out, because all diets have failed for me. Like every diet I've done is a trend, you do it, you fail, and then you're just, you feel like a loser, and, you get this, kind of depression going on because you couldn't, basically stick with something that was supposedly a fad and was so great for everybody else, right? So I had a neighbor that he looked like he was about 500 pounds, okay? And I hadn't seen him in a long time. I see